March they do like their own little like show based on just that game, and it has been on Steam in early development like ever since, like 2.5 years or so, and they've continued to add to it, build systems and stuff like that, and everything's been extremely positive the entire time with all the players on Steam. It looks just pretty phenomenal, and I've just been waiting and waiting for it to go 1.0 and get on PlayStation, because from the get-go they said it was going to be on PlayStation as well, and so it's like I prefer that. I don't want to play that with a mouse and keyboard. I prefer just like play it on a controller. So
yeah, but yeah, I mean that's a game that screams, that screams
check
my
out
name.
some of the stuff for that if you haven't seen anything. It's really, really nice.
Yeah, those little indie studios like that, I love those games, man. I've got so many
and
of
Thomas
those.
Is really cool, the founder of the studio and stuff like that, and he does all these different AMAs with a bunch of the YouTubers that cover it. And I've watched a lot of their stuff, and he's a really good like game designer, thinker, and that's what they care about. They don't care about like trying to milk you or make a ton of money per se. They want to build like great games.
Right. Yeah, the only beef with that one is I feel that would be a game that I would want on my Switch as opposed to the PlayStation. Like I've got a lot of those. I mean, and some of them I've double dipped and I've got on both machines. But that would be one. I got a lot of those indie games on my Switch because I can lay in bed and play those.
Yeah, I don't see this as a lay in bed type of game, and I don't think they've announced it for. I don't think they've announced it for Switch. I know, maybe you'd have to look that up. I mean, don't quote me on that. I do know
I believe
they said Xbox and PS5, and of course PC.
It's I actually believe I seen somebody talking about it after. They said that it's PlayStation in October, and then Xbox and Switch are to be later released.
That could be, yes.
Yeah.
Because, and I want to say that might have been one of the first places they actually showed it was in one of the PlayStation State of Plays, and then followed that up with their own, like I said, every like last couple of Marches, or either March and or May, April. I mean, they've done this hour-long special, like current state of development and stuff like that. And then they follow up with a lot of routine stuff too. But that's their big yearly thing for all the fans.
Yeah, which is interesting because I think those Ori games originated on the Xbox first.
They did because Microsoft funded those. That's a Microsoft Studios game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're definitely independent, but that was published by Microsoft. Oh, crap, I found it.
I got him.
Thank you.
Request approved. Reinforcements have been launched.
Yeah, unfortunately, again, like that's one that I'd really love on my console to play with a controller, and I haven't gotten them. Even though I've been so tempted to buy them on Steam because they're only on PC and Xbox because of Microsoft.
Are those not on the PlayStation now?
Well, I'm trying to remember if I did see something because they have been bringing over some stuff.
Because I know they're on the Switch now because I got the 2-pack on the Switch.
I think so, and it's just that I haven't purchased it because it just sort of they're ancient and it fell by the wayside with all the other priorities I had. So
I gotcha. Yeah, I mean, and I know Microsoft's been a little more open to work with Nintendo over Sony.
I know they look awesome. They're beautiful games. I know lots of people love them and the rave reviews and stuff like that. And they are sort of like what Blizzard used to be, whereas they're craftsmen and they look at the games as a craft and it's an art, and that's they're proceeding, and that's why like this is a huge game for them because there's a lot to it. Even just like when you look at it too, and when you watch some stuff on it, how nice and painterly the world is, because it's got their style. But they went through all sorts of trial and error with tons of tech, because like when you play Diablo and stuff like that in your ISO, and you're sort of staring down, it really limits your view, and the world doesn't seem so big because you're staring so downward in that isometric view.
Right.
Their tech actually dynamically warps the world so that you see into the distance. So it actually sort of does this weird, cool bending of the world so that you have an isometric view like that, but you can actually sort of, you have a view a little bit into the distance, and the world feels and looks more open. And that alone, like, just looks awesome and changes things.
Yeah, it looked like they had a good lock on that with how it displayed when they were running it.
Yeah, and they went through a ton of effort to get it to be able to do that. That's not something that games will typically do. Like, your world state is your world state. Hello. Okay. Usually it's flat. You just show it as is. Oh my God, why is he trying to kill me so bad?
Outpost cleared.
Can I pull this off? Oh, I got it.
Nice.
Back up.
Oh, I baked dynamite and threw it. It's like, this is either going to be beautiful and blow that tower up, or it's going to blow my arm off. Ooh.
Overwhelm me again. Well, at least I got the daily.
Request approved. Reinforcements have been launched.
Too many that rush.
Yeah, like I said, I was fairly entertained with what they showed off this time. I thought that Tomb Raider game looks good too.
It does, and that I'm glad to see. Like, that definitely looks like, I guess, an update, a reimagining of that original game.
Yeah, because those, I mean, hopefully it's fairly similar to the newer ones, because those newer ones are pretty darn good. Like, I enjoyed those a good bit, the ones that kind of took a lot of inspiration from Uncharted.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's where Amy Hennig was before she was at Naughty Dog, was at Crystal Dynamics.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I want to know what's going on with her game.
She's behind the stuff for Soul Reaver and the from Legacy of Kain. That's one thing I would like to see redone.
Man, they've been remastering those old ones left and right. I mean, there's been like 2 or 3 that have come out this year.
Yeah, I know. I need to go back and pick those up, because, again, I think that was part of the big sale that Nordic had bought up, and to try to sort of what they were doing with Darksiders, try to like see, and there is a huge following for that still. They did recently release a little 2D Kain game, but apparently it's really bad. So I'm so disappointed in that. So are a lot of people.
But I mean, those are, those are steps in the right direction. I mean, if there's, at least they're doing something with it. How long has it been since they've done anything with it?
Oh, well, a really long time. But yeah, I'm a little mixed on that, because I'd rather them not do anything if it's just going to be bad.
I mean, I feel if you invest smaller and like, HD remaster a couple of those older ones and see what the volume is, are people still interested? Can it move some copies? that gives them
Oh
a
yeah,
shot
and,
to.
and it's on my list. I need to get that Soul Reaver remaster, and I'd love for them to do the same thing to the original game as well.
Like I'm going to tell you now. Last month, I mean, I'm a big Nintendo guy, but I'm going to tell you, last month when they unveiled that new Star Fox game is a remake of Star Fox 64, I'm like, how many times do I have to buy this game from you? But Star Fox hasn't done nothing in 15 years or more. I mean, is that audience still there? I mean, you take somebody like my nephew's age. I mean, my nephew knows who Star Fox is because of the house he lives in, but no, I guarantee you none of his friends do.
Oh yeah,
So
no,
so you know,
no, I
do they have
totally
to,
understand that.
do they start by putting out a remake of Star Fox 64? The old people will play it again, and then they can judge what the heat is on it and whether or not to invest.
But there has definitely been a following for, like, it was a really rich world, lots of lore and stuff like that. So there are definitely a ton of hardcore fans of the whole Legacy of Kain series, and there has been some things here and there, and that's like one of the things. That's how that little game got made too. Is there was a Kickstarter too to do like a comic or whatnot that somebody did, and I think the game is sort of based off of that. But it was very mixed in its reviews from fans because it was very successful, but fans were like, not quite right.
Yeah, those games I've never played one of, but I feel like they carry that same weight like Darksiders does. Like there's an audience there for it.
Oh, absolutely. I think there is, and it's easier. Plus, it was those games too were actually really well written. Again, sort of like Eternal Darkness or whatnot. Very adult, very intelligently done. Well written, grammatically, like narratively, very extremely interesting. Lots of lore, and that's part of why, as well as being violent and so on and so forth. So they've all always been like mature games, and so you already have like, your audience are people that get it, that understand it, that have paychecks, that can support stuff, buy stuff, and whatnot, and carry it on. And then, like, again, like to your point, like when their kids get older, like show them too. It's like this was really cool.
Yeah, I mean that's a game that was well thought out, clearly with the lore and the stuff, just like Darksiders, and those games hold the test of time.
Actually, yeah, it was the same thing too. Eternal Darkness was Silicon Knights, same as the original Blood Omen, like Legacy of Kain. Similar writers and all too, but Crystal Dynamics helped with some of that, and so that's how they wound up with doing Soul Reaver. Oh my God, where did all these guys come from?
Oh, they're just dumping over here at Extraction.
ETA T-minus 30 seconds.
Oh, that's Hulk too, really?
ETA T-minus 20 seconds.
I've got them all on sticks. I think they're all trying to kill me.
Clear landing zone. This is Pelican 1. I have visual on the extraction zone. Pelican 1 landing sequence initiated. Watch where you're standing.
Oh, there's a Hulk down here at Extraction.
Yeah, he was chasing me.
Countdown initiated. Stand by for takeoff.
Dude, I just fired a missile at him, and it went into the side of the damn dropship because the dropship landed just as I fired it.
Extraction complete. Pelican 1 beginning ascent.
What's going on, Austin?
Not much. The Wolverine game looks cool.
Yeah.
I'm watching the trailer for how he heals.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good. It looks interesting.
Yeah. I didn't see the rest of the
I'll tell you, the whole
gameplay.
the whole healing for Wolverine in that game didn't look as fresh as it did in that old Wolverine Origins game.
No.
Wait, what now?
Do you remember back in it would have been, I guess, the
Yeah.
360 PS3 era? They had that Wolverine Origins game.
I know I never played it. I'm having trouble remembering.
Oh, really? It briefly followed the movie, the Wolverine Origins movie, which wasn't very good. But
Well, yeah, that's a whole other thing too, right? Okay, yeah.
but the game itself was really good. I don't remember who built it, who made it, but
Activision.
it had like what'd you say, Austin?
Activision.
Well, it was Activision was the publisher, but I don't know what studio did it. But it had a pounce mechanic where he could like leap and lock onto people and tackle them, and then it had like it was like a game built with like the old school THQ quality, and it had like a he would take damage and like it would blow like skin off of his skeleton, and you could watch it reform in the game as he was healing. It was really neat. And there was some hints at that in this Insomniac one, but it didn't look like it was done quite as well, because one of those pictures, like, it showed him get a shotgun blast through the chest and the suit tore open, but then he healed and the suit healed too. And I'm like, they got to work
I remember the suits. I remember the suits still being like torn up there, because I was interested in that too, because they definitely seemed to have some really nice tech in that, and like they had all this location-based damage, which was cool. And yeah, I was impressed like that. Blew a hole through him, and then I remember watching, because they're like, is it going to heal? And it healed, and you could see his back, but there was still the hole in the uniform, right? But I don't remember if that closed up or not.
Not early on when he took the shotgun blast. At the end, when he was on the truck with the people, with the kids, the suit was torn and rather tattered.
It reset there, right? Okay, I gotcha.
Right, but early on when he was in there, where it showed Jean Grey, and he was in there fighting all those people, and he took a shotgun blast. Like, he took a shotgun blast that was clearly bloody out his back where he'd been blasted, but then like a few scenes later, the suit had completely healed and was pristine and clean again. And I was like, that needs a little bit of work. That doesn't quite look right. But yeah, you should look up some videos of that old Wolverine game. Back in the day, it was, and it's a $high game nowadays to go find a physical copy of, because it's licensed, and I don't think you can download it anywhere, because it was licensed and they don't have the rights for it no more. But that's about the only way to play it. But it's it was a pretty good game, because it followed the movie for like the first 2 missions, and then it went into like doing its own Marvel Comics stuff, and it was like going into the Sentinel factory and doing some of the more stuff like that. But it was a fun game back in the day.
Oh, that's cool.
So
that's the last time they had a standalone Wolverine game.
So it's made by Raven Software and Crypto Knight.
Well, that explains it. Raven.
Crypto Knight for the Nintendo DS and PlayStation.
Raven's done a handful of games that I've managed to hang on to over the years.
Yeah, I haven't heard that name.
It's because they're under the Call of Duty umbrella now.
Yeah, exactly, and I don't play that, so right.
But back in the day, they made their own games, and they had some bangers. I tell you what I seen the other day and heard that kind of excited me. Because another one of those companies that got rolled under the Call of Duty umbrella was High Moon.
Yes.
And I heard through the rumor mill, and we'll find out whenever Xbox does their showcase later this week, I heard through the rumor mill left Call of Duty when Call of Duty broke up some of its stuff to kind of reform how they're going to do Call of Duty. I heard that they separated from Call of Duty and that they were actually making another Transformers game. And they were the ones that did those two Cybertron games that were money.
Yeah, those are fun. I like them.
Yeah. And I was like, man, if we get another Cybertron game by those guys or something along them lines, I was like, I'll be all about that.
Yeah, that would be a good guess. Those were fun. I really liked those. Those were great. And I did like that studio. And I want to say, like their first works were, I think, for Sony. And it was that like gunslinger, futuristic gunslinger type of game, which they put a lot into, and it didn't. I don't think it went over as well as they had been hoping. But the tech and stuff, and it looks pretty cool and whatnot, but it didn't really hit.
Did they do?
I forget the name of it. I can't remember the name of it. But that was because they were independent at the time, and they did that, I believe, if I remember correctly, for Sony, and then I think they did get bought up.
Did they do that?
Joint Activision.
That Dark Watch game?
Yes, that was it. I think.
Was that the cowboy one you're talking about?
I think so. Yes.
That was a Capcom game.
Was it published by Capcom? But they did it. Okay, that might be.
Yep. Because that game was cool back in the day. I couldn't tell you anything about the story of it nowadays, but I remember really liking that game when it came out.
It was sort of dark and moody. The whole like.
It's kind of like a vampire western type thing.
And right, I think Capcom might have published it, which is why it came out on Sony stuff, much on Microsoft.
The reason I remember that name is it was just like a week ago. My brother had some Xbox games here because he's been kind of rebuilding retro libraries.
Yeah.
And he went. I got a little cabinet that slides under my bed, and it's got what I got left of my old stuff. And he come out of there, and he's like, I pulled some games out of your cabinet, and that was one of the ones he had, was a original Xbox version of that Dark Watch game.
Okay, and that's right. They were formerly Sammy. Capcom published it. It did come out on Xbox. I don't recall if that was that. And yeah, it was a vampire hunter.
Yep.
Or a vampire recruited by this monster hunter. And I thought, and it looked really cool. Had a really cool vibe to it. But it didn't take off like they had hoped. So.
No, it was one of those things like in maybe an alternate world in the multiverse. That game could have been successful. Like, I don't know if you remember back in the day when I think they come out pretty close together when Red Dead come out and Activision put that game out called Gun. It was like a cowboy and Indians game.
Yeah, that sounds fake. That was bad time.
And Gun was a really good game. I mean, I actually enjoyed it more than I did Red Dead. I struggled to get into Rockstar stuff, but it came out at the wrong time because the rest of the world was enamored with Red Dead.
I don't like the 5th GTA.
Never even played that one. 4 was enough for me.
Nico!
Wait, what?
The 5th GTA.
Yeah, no, I haven't played any GTAs.
I couldn't listen to that guy. If I heard "Hey Nico" one more time, I was gonna lose my shit. So.
Hey Nico.
Let's go strip
club. You don't leave me alone.
Oh crap! I made it too close.
Good thing is, Matt, you can get your own hook 'em, take it to your house in the 5th one.
I guess. Like I said, I never played that one.
Instead of going to somebody.
Oh, I was wondering what we're doing. Man, I did not. I thought this was a blitz. I did not bring the right loadout for this.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have said something. Part of me wanted to, but I thought you guys realized, yeah, it was an eradicate.
I looked at the map and I'm like, oh, this is a blitz. Nope. Oh, I missed that. That was horrible.
Yeah, I do remember playing Dark Watch. That was pretty cool. I did like that. That was fun.
Yeah, I could.
One
Like
of the
I
ones
said,
too, like old games that I always think of that I wish that were not as popular as I had hoped. That I was this one EA game back in the day, and of course with all the other stuff that was big, you know, it wasn't going to live up to it because it didn't have anything to build off of. But it was a game called Black.
I knew that's what you were going to say. I knew it when you started talking.
Don't go in there, man.
Yeah. Black was an amazing game.
It was so much fun. Just the guns were so cool and whatnot. And I love like one of the game director's description there was like gun porn, because that's what it was. Like every bullet went on. You didn't have games like that at the time. Like you do now that we're paying attention to some of that stuff, and
everything blew up.
All the like how reactive stuff was, especially on those consoles, which weren't that powerful back then.
Right.
And of course, it being EA, you know, if it didn't sell a bajillion copies, they weren't going to continue it. So you never got another one.
You know, that studio and those people made another game down the road called Body Count, I think. And it was supposed to be like the spiritual successor to Black, but it couldn't live up to it.
Yeah, that one I didn't see. I didn't play.
Yeah, I got suckered into buying it because they were like, oh, it's the developers of Black and, you know, same studio and everything, and it kind of looked like it could have been, but yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah, that was such a cool game.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, it wasn't that long ago. Like I was thinking about it.
I was like, as much as I've talked to this guy, he's gonna say Black. I know it. I know it.
I was thinking about it like maybe 5-6 months ago or something like that. I looked up on YouTube, and man, I was like watching a playthrough, and you know, it's something that's good like that when you can remember all this stuff. Like I can remember these boards and some of the stuff he was playing through. It's like I remember playing through that and how I felt too when I was going through there. Like that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, some of that it just when it sticks, it sticks. Yesterday I was watching my nephew, and he was like, "You want to play something?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we figure out something." Well, you know, a lot of what he likes to play, I don't get into a whole lot. I'm not big on Minecraft and that kind of stuff. So I was looking through my collection. I was like, "What's something we can both play?" And he likes to think a little bit, and think outside the box. And I was like, "You know what? Let's try Portal." And so I fired that up. Well, we fired Portal 2 up, actually. But I started playing that, and there was a lot of that. I was like, it was exactly how I remembered it from back in the day. And I played that game one time, and that was when it came out. But
yeah, Portal was a great game. Portal and Portal 2.
Yeah. The writing in that game is so good.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. Yeah, that's now those were great games, and those were like some student games. Those guys got really lucky. They showed it. Valve liked them and hired them on and let them turn it into a full game.
That's the only Valve game I think I've ever liked. I never could get into Half-Life. Tried so
Oh God,
hard.
I love Half-Life, dude. It's so good.
I had the orange box. I had them on an old PC. I played Team Fortress. The only thing I could ever get into by them was Portal and Portal 2.
Got you killing me.
Yep, that's strike two. First was Godzilla. Now it's Half-Life.
Oh my God! I know. Part of me wants to get their damn VR thing because it's like that's probably the only new Half-Life ever would be that new VR one, and it looks so good and whatnot. But it's like I'm not going to invest in that stuff for that, and I want a full and real Half-Life 3. Man, I remember too, and when that came out, just like the impact it had on the industry and just the tech involved in their engine and stuff like that. It was so good.
How do you feel about the? There's a lot of people talking about that. There might be a Half-Life 3 when they finally unveil that Steam machine.
We'll see what happens. I don't know. The funny thing is like that's Gordon Freeman and whatnot, and his look and is very similar to me. And so, like in grad school, like that's what I was hoping for too. Like I like my capstone game and all won a bunch of awards at the Game Developers Conference. Like I met a bunch of people there, like Morimoto, Mr. Mario himself came up and wanted to see my game. And he had this entire entourage around him and whatnot. I tried to get him to play it, but he wasn't going to play it. But I get it. Like he's got all these people watching him and stuff like that. And but of course that never happened. We didn't turn it into anything and whatnot. But oh crap! I forgot where I was going with that story.
I know how that is.
But so at school, like we have, like it's set up like an actual studio, and so it's all this planned, all these desks. Everybody has their stuff. You had your cohort of producers in the program and engineers. All the programmers and the artists and stuff like that. I was doing that, and so at my desk I had a bunch of posters for various games, and one of my favorites, and I still have, is this big Half-Life poster. So Gordon Freeman's on there with his glasses and his goatee and the Half-Life armor with the Half-Life symbol on it and stuff like that. And so, like, one of my games, and because the program was starting out, they were trying to get some media press, and I had a couple of my projects actually win some awards, so they wanted to talk to me, and they brought in this reporter and whatnot, and actually they tore people through too, and this happened several times where people pass by my desk and see me sitting there, and now I've got this more full beard, but for like 30 years I had a goatee like that, and I'm wearing glasses, and I got the brown hair, and I had more hair at the time than I do now. I wasn't losing it as much then, and they're like, "Is that you?" And I'm like, "No, that's not me." That's Gordon Freeman. He's the main character in Half-Life 2. Because I looked a lot like him.
There was, I can tell you probably the closest I come to looking like a video game character. There was a guy, I don't remember his name. He was in Gears of War.
Yeah.
Arcus? I think
Dom?
No. No, it wasn't one of the core ones. It was, okay. They did a DLC. I think it was for 3 maybe. And they had there was a standout DLC called Ram Shadow. I'm looking it up now, see if I can find that guy's name. And you played as a different squad.
Okay, I'm sure that I played it because 1 through 3 I absolutely loved, and I had all that.
But yeah,
because a long time ago.
Because in that DLC you played as these guys. It was kind of like a prologue, and they were running around with hunting down General Ram before Marcus killed him.
Right, in the first game.
And the guy that led that campaign, he had like a beard that comes down, like a sideburn beard that comes down and covers his whole face, and then he had like a horseshoe haircut, and he had a cigar in his mouth. And like, I remember when that game came out, and I remember waiting to get it in line and everything. And there was a GameStop. They had a poster there, like a big cutout of that guy, and I was standing next to it, and somebody's like, "You look just like that guy." and at the time I did, because I didn't have as much gray in my beard at that time. It was a lot darker. And I had that same horseshoe haircut because I've been bald since I got out of high school.
Yeah, one of my friends is like that too. Yeah, no, I'm looking that up right now. I see this. Yes, man, it's been so long. Oh my God, I
Yeah,
forgot all
I
about
don't I
that.
don't remember that guy's name, but yeah, that's the closest thing I can say I look. I mean, of course, I'm not as jacked as that guy. I never have been, but.
Was he in Judgment Day?
No. He was only in that DLC for Gears 3.
Oh no, his face looks like the dude from Judgment.
He was in Rom's Shadow for
Yeah.
Gears of War 3. But yeah,
I'm trying. Like Judgment Day came out. That's the game that came out later, but it's actually like a prequel because it's Judgment Day. It's when it all went down, right? I didn't play that.
no I don't think Judgment
It's before
Day.
Guess What 3 came out
I don't
after.
think Judgment
Right,
Day
because
had to do
Judgment Day
with
is supposed to
Emergence Day,
refer
did
to
it?
like the day that the locusts burst forth. That was like the day, life ended and it all went
Was
to hell.
was did Judgment Day play around E-Day? Oh yeah, the immediate aftermath of Emergence Day. Okay, I remember playing it, but
Because
because
I
Baird.
didn't play it. I only played the first three. I love them, and then that's when Cliffy and Epic gave it up to them and whatnot. And I haven't really played any of the other ones. But
That
at the
one,
time, I loved it, and I've also read the books that lined up with all that, which were great and written by some British lady, but they're very good. Karen Travis is her name. And so there was a
yeah,
couple of those books that came out at the time. I read through all those. I like that.
Judgment Day was made by People Can Fly, the Bulletstorm people,
Yes.
and it played a little bit different, but it wasn't bad. It had some fun modes in it. Gave it a little bit of a different spin on it.
That's right, because was that made sort of in that interim before Microsoft made their? Because Microsoft had this habit now of
That
making
was
studios, and that whole studio was devoted just to the coalition. They're just devoted to Gears of War, but they hadn't.
yep,
The coalition came later, so I think
yes,
that was in between when People Can Fly did that game, right?
yes. The Coalition's first game was Gears 4,
Right.
which was pretty good. If you didn't play that one,
I didn't. The only Gears game I've wanted to play since then, because I hadn't been as hip to it after the first three. I love the first three. Was the Gears Tactics game because that did look cool.
That one's good too. That one's real good.
Yeah, and it seems really difficult. And because I do like a lot of tactics games and like strategy games on my PC, like I'm okay not having a controller for that because the controller doesn't work as well. So I have wanted to pick it up on Steam, and I just never have. But
yeah,
it's
that's if you like
should.
that stuff. If you like that XCOM style of game.
Oh, I do. I love XCOM. Oh, yeah.
That's very much XCOM 2 with a Gears of War flavor.
Yeah, I saw a lot of videos on it, and then my friend Ryan there, Burner, he buys everything. So yes, he has like what is it, the Xbox Series X, and why not? Even though he's like probably turned it on 5 times, and because there's nothing on it, that's like the only game on it. So they released that on it around the launch, so he did get that, and so I did watch him play a bit through that. And it looks really cool. And it looked like actual Gears, like just in a tactics form. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's got the whole it brings in the heavy executions and adds them to your buffing your characters and all that, and then you can customize each character and build them out how you want, and it's good. It's real good. And it's funny because like back in the original Xbox era, I wouldn't touch a game like that.
I've always loved strategy games, and so that's a big thing for me. And that's pretty much if I play anything on a PC, that's probably it. This is especially with my wrist and stuff. So I prefer and it's just like that's one of the few things that you really can't port well to a controller. So, and I like bigger grand strategy games, like a lot of what I've been playing recently has been like Sins of the Solar Empire 2. But like those big games, but I also like the tactics games. And so yeah, like XCOM 2 was great. I love that game. And stuff. And so games like that, yes, I do think they're pretty cool.
Yeah, back in the day, I had XCOM when it originally came out on the Xbox, and
yes.
I never played it. Never played it. And then
that is a hard as hell game. So right, and I've got like it's been re-released a couple times, and I think I also have one of those re-releases floating around somewhere. And actually, I do also have the same guy that did that, because he's so known for that, did a newer game in a newer style, like the new XCOMs, of his own take on like a modern
the Phoenix Point game, right?
Phoenix Point game, yeah.
Yep. I bought that one, but I haven't spent a lot of time in it.
Looks even more convoluted and complex.
yeah, it had a little more going on, but it was definitely
very cool.
It was definitely sort of leaning toward XCOM, yes.
Like the enemies or the aliens, it's more Lovecraftian, it's more wild. Very cool, even more deep. I think he added a lot of systems on. I have that too because it was original on PC and it probably plays a little better there. But I think Ryan also gave me that here, like because I think they released it on PS4.
Yeah, I got a PS4 or PS5 copy of it somewhere here.
They do too somewhere here. They don't. I think this a few years ago, so I don't think they ported it. I mean, it should be on PS5.
I think it has a PS5 upgrade if you put that disc in now.
Oh, then I should try that.
Yeah.
I have wanted to play that, I just haven't. I should see if it does have an upgrade like that, because it would help it play better, sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does have an upgrade like that, because I want to say I played it maybe last year sometime during my sabbatical.
They should be right. I'm gonna say it is a little more modern. It should work. There is a little indie game you gave me too. I'd like to play this for PS4 for this past Christmas, but this is a little indie game. They might not have done everything quite right, and it doesn't seem to work on my PS5, even though it should.
What is it?
I have to look at it. It's like Mages of something, and it's like this indie game where you play a mage and you can mix and match these things and design your own spells and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Seems like it might be pretty cool, have a little charm to it, and fun. I'm sure he's played it, because he wouldn't give it to me if he didn't already have it or play it or whatnot, because he's got like everything. But for whatever reason, it doesn't want to play. Like it keeps airing out. I can't get it to launch on my PS5, which means I can't play it out here. So that's an issue, because I'm not usually on my PS4 in my bedroom.
Right. I tell you one I was really excited for, and I've installed it a couple times and played it, but I play it a little bit and I lose interest, and I got to come back to it. But when Fire Axis made that Midnight Suns game, that was the Marvel game it was supposed to be a tactics game like XCOM.
Yes. Okay. Yes. I was trying to remember.
And I was like, that's perfect. That's right up my alley. You're taking all my favorite people, and then you're making it into an XCOM game. But then they added that really weird card mechanic to it, and
right.
It plays just a little different, and like I'll play it and then I'll get bored with it, and I'll play it and I'll get bored with it, and I mean it's got a neat little story. I mean it brings in a lot of supernatural stuff to it, not just your Marvel villains. Like you got
cool.
like you create a character and you end up being the child of Lilith, who has been resurrected, and she's like possessing, like she turns the Hulk into some like crazy demon, and you got to fight the Hulk and all kinds of crazy stuff. But it's full of like, it's got a couple of your Marvel mainstays like Captain America and Spider-Man, but then it's got a lot of your darker characters like Venom and Blade and Ghost Rider and Doctor Strange. So you get a little more of a wider taste of the darker Marvel universe. But it wasn't 100% of what I was expecting.
Yeah, I think, again, my buddy Ryan there, I think he was playing that too. And I may have seen him, he may have shown me a little bit of it, because that vaguely sounds familiar. I know
It's
I
pretty,
didn't get it because, like I said, I'm not a huge Marvel fan per se, so I'm not really attracted to a lot of Marvel games. So,
right.
I do recall the name, and I do recall seeing some stuff for it on it.
And I need to go back and play it because I bought the big version when it came out with the promised DLC of 4 more characters. And the DLC ended up being really good. The DLC you got, I think, Deadpool, Venom, Morbius, and Storm. And so you got some good characters for DLC, but I never really gave it enough time to go back to it.
Tisk. You should do that.
Well, we might. I mean, I got a few things I'm working on currently, but you never know. But yeah, once I found XCOM 2 and that game literally owned me and handed my butt to me, and I'm like, okay, now I understand this game. Let's start it again. I found a new love for that style of game.
Oh yeah, it is fantastic. They did such a good job on that, and all the DLC stuff, the extra stuff for it too, is great.
Yeah,
I don't know
if I ever finished it.
Getting some soldiers and feel sorry for them, but turning them into the little cyborgs, and they're so good.
Yeah, I've put quite a few hours into that, and then shortly after I found that love and started looking to see what else. It's like, what else do you need to play if you like this? And you start browsing the internet. I ran across my first ever Fire Emblem game, and those games are pretty good too.
I know those are popular one. I've never played any of those.
Yeah, those are pretty. If you like that style game, they know what they're doing. They got the mechanic down. One I've got that I haven't had a chance to play yet either. Is I don't think it came out last year or the year before, but Sega and Atlas did that Unicorn Overlord. And that looked just like Fire Emblem, but not those characters.
Right.
And it looked like it had an art style like that Dragon's Crown game for the PlayStation. You remember that game?
I think I do, yeah. Because I think unless I'm thinking of a different game, but
it was like a side-scrolling beat 'em up style, and it had gorgeous art. It was maybe like a PS4 and Vita game. I want to say maybe. But I think I owned 4 copies of it before it was said and done. But because I think I had it for the Vita and I had it for the PlayStation, and then maybe I bought it for the next PlayStation. I don't know.
What about Xbox?
But, Dragon's Crown wasn't ever an Xbox game. That was a PlayStation exclusive.
Never know. 5 copies never hurt.
Well, I mean, if they made it for the Xbox, maybe, but I don't think you could buy it for the Xbox. But yeah, Fire Emblem's got like you got the whole medieval mechanic to it, but they run a bracket of, swords beat axes, axes beat spears, and spears beat swords, or something like that.
Yeah, that
So
whole
it
triangle.
Yep, and that's your triangle for how to manage your weaknesses. But then, like, as you grid your characters out, the characters that fight side by side build relationship points, and the stronger the more they fight next to each other, they join each other's combat and defenses. They level up, and you can build relationships for people like that and make the unit stronger. And it's pretty neat how it works.
Nice.
But those games are tough because those games have permadeath. So when you
that sounds yeah, I like stuff like that. Like your choices should matter. But that sounds familiar too, and I think like I'd heard that about that game before too, like how it has that as sort of mechanic, the relationships and the fighting together.
And it's cool because the couple of them I've played through, like if you play through the whole game, if you get a couple characters get going, and they get together, you start building relationships, and next thing you know they're hooking up. You can end up having children that are under your army later on as you retire and you have a younger army. And
That's awesome.
it's pretty cool how it all works out, providing they live. Because I mean, one wrong mission, you can have 4 or 5 of your favorite characters gone, and you're either reloading save or you're really pissed. One of the two.
That's what I like about XCOM and stuff like that too. Is the permanent thing there too, where it's like soldiers and stuff just aren't expendable. But like every choice matters, tactics matter. Decisions matter.
That game's so good.
Sort of like life.
That game's so good at you think you have crap under control, and it just hands it to you.
Yeah, right. And that can be a little challenging too. Yeah, just the whole life. Like life isn't fair. Well, that's sort of that's in the game too. The game isn't necessarily fair.
You think you got everything on lockdown and you're like, all right, I got everything on Overwatch, I'm ready to go, and then something slithers in and lobs an acid bomb or comes up and constricts your guy or mind controls him and your guy goes nuts.
Yep.
So good.
But as much as I like them too, I have to watch that too. I don't play them as much because it's like, man, I just get stressed out.
Oh yeah, no, I'm with you. I have they're quicker to go. I mean, they're fun, but they're quicker to make me say, all right, I gotta take a break.
It's like everything matters. It's like, oh my god, it's like I don't want to lose this guy. What do I do? What do I do?
Yeah, a couple of the last Fire Emblem games have started to have some accessibility features, where like you can turn it on to where if you lose a character, they're just out for that mission, and then that way you can still progress the story, or you can just play it hardcore and lose them if you want, but. But I mean, I guess in all reality, they're no harder than some of those old games we used to play.
Yeah, no, definitely not games are not as hard as they used to be in many respects. Man, I just got fooled. I almost just said like, "Hey, bunker on me! I found a bunker," and it's the fake bunker. It's the bunker that's not the bunker.
Yeah, I was up there a minute ago.
Doggone it. Find the guy at Arrowhead that did this and thought this was a good idea, and then I want to squarely kick him in the nuts.
I was almost expecting a Warbond trailer at the State of Play, being that it was.
I was not, so I was not. I wasn't expecting.
Warhammer.
Being that they were teasing the whole hour-long State of Play, I was like, they'll have something for Helldivers there. They got to cover an hour. I didn't realize they were going to do 30 minutes between Wolverine and God of War, but...
You didn't see the trailer for
Yeah, right.
Warhammer? Warbond?
No.
It's like a few days ago.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, there wasn't... There's not a trailer for it.
Yeah?
No, there's not. Not that I'm aware of.
Not for this game.
I've seen it the day before. It's gonna be legendary one.
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't like a trailer showing the Warbond itself. It was somebody talking about it, right?
Yeah, it's the game director talking about it.
Yeah. I don't think you're going to see that Warbond until later in the year, end of the year. I don't think that's going to be the June Warbond, not by any means.
I don't assume so because that's too quick of a turnaround. Because obviously, I think they had just signed the deal probably right before the Warhammer conference expo thing, and so they wanted to get something out. But I think that's still too soon. Like, yeah, I think that Warbond is going to be something new.
If that was a Warbond for this month, they would have shown it last month.
Yep.
If they were advertising it. I don't think that one's ready to go yet.
Yeah, agreed. I don't think it would be. It'd be too quick of a turnaround.
They'll wait to try to draw some hype when you hit late September, October, when all the other games are coming out. They'll be like, hey, maybe we can bring some people back to Helldivers with this. I think I counted there was four games in that state of play that were all coming out that last week of September.
Yeah, I was noticing that too. There were quite a few things, right? They're prepping for that season. Yeah. Laying the foundation work.
Everybody's trying to get September locked away because they don't want to come out near Grand Theft Auto.
October, yeah.
I think after I was watching one of the other shows, and I think after that they were going through the release dates, and I think they were saying that right now the only game that's on the books for November is Grand Theft Auto. They said everything else is in October and September.
Probably.
Which I mean, I do feel for some games that is a death warrant.
It makes sense. Absolutely.
I mean, I think there's some games it doesn't matter. I mean, realistically, I don't think it matters for Call of Duty.
No.
They come out in November, no big deal. Their audiences are big enough that people are going to play them either way. But
yeah, but most can't say that, right?
No, and that not by any means. I mean, some of those smaller games. I mean, you take if you're that Tomb Raider game would fall to the wayside. Stuntman would come out and nobody would know about it.
XE Cardi comes in October 23rd.
I'm gonna tell you now, if they drop a Nintendo Direct in the next week or two and that Zelda remake is real, I'm calling it now. They'll come out the same week as Grand Theft Auto. I don't think they're afraid.
No.
It
probably should be.
Nintendo likes that week before Thanksgiving. I mean, almost every year that's a Mario game or a Pokemon game or something. Nintendo likes that week.
Come on, Pokemon.
And I think too.
Well, because of Black Friday and everything like that, they're always thinking that traditionally.
And I think, I mean, by the time you compare the Switch and the audiences between the two, Grand Theft Auto ain't going to pose a game like that. Mario or Zelda, I think, could release in the same time period, and you're talking two completely different audiences.
Well, I would say there's truth to that, but also there is still a lot of overlap because you've got a lot of people that will play Grand Theft Auto that will also play that love those games and whatnot too.
But I feel those people will buy both.
Oh no, they will, but they will probably buy both, but there's going to be a priority there, and the priority is probably on the bigger game, and some may wait, and or they may buy it and then not play it for a long time. So,
yeah, I mean, I think again, and I mean, if it was, like I said, if it was a 3D Mario, or if it is the fabled Ocarina of Time remake, I don't think those games matter. I think those games are big enough; they hold their own. People have too much nostalgia for that Zelda game. I mean, cripe, 30-some years later, it's still one of the highest Metacritic games out there. But have you seen that Fate Keeper game?
so which one?
I think it's called Fate Keeper.
It's not ringing a bell right now.
It's a THQ Nordic game. I want to say it released in early access this week on Steam. But it looks like a THQ version of Skyrim. It's really pretty looking. Like they had a demo for it last year. The guy was like this big heavy knight, and he's got this rat on his arm that's talking to him. And then it gets into like the first person combat, fighting this big nasty like soldier with a ball and chain. But it's cool looking. It's something I want to play, but it's a computer game only right now.
Yeah, not one I've seen. No. Even for the games I'm pretty hyped about, and there's a few like that, like No Risk for the Wicked, like I was talking about earlier. I still usually am not fond of taking part in like an early access, especially for that, because it does look like a phenomenal game, and it's killing me to wait. But it's like I'd rather wait and get the full experience when it goes 1.0, like as intended. Versus all the ups and downs of playtesting it and having it be incomplete and so on and so forth, and only playing portions of it over and over again.
Yeah, I would lean toward a demo and explore something, but I don't want to play early access. Like give it to me when it's done.
Well, because I've also been in, I understand game development and stuff like that. And I know all that can be like and stuff like that too. And even though like I may be dying to play it, it's like I'd still rather just wait and experience it, when they're done with it. There have been very few things, and unfortunately, I've only done a couple of things, sort of an early access, sort of like founder or whatever like that. And unfortunately, is like you find usually nowadays with like really deceptive sort of marketing, and or like by the time it's done, or like you start actually playing it and it's like nowhere near like what you expected. It's actually pretty terrible or whatnot, and then it turns out to be just bad. Like,
yeah,
just goes downhill from there. So it's like
it took a lot of willpower, because I wanted to fire up the old laptop and play Hades when it went into early access, and I'm like, just wait for the finished version.
Yeah.
and I'm glad I did.
I totally understand that. Plus, what's happened too is the game can just change dramatically, and you could start out in early access, and it's like you think this is really really cool, but it's not what they had in mind, and by the time it's done, it's like a completely different game. It's like, well, this isn't necessarily what I had in mind, so you don't know, and that happens during development. Like things change dramatically.
Yeah.
Oh, another anti-material rifle. Need one.
Yeah, I think the only game I ever played in an early access state of form was Pit People. And I played a little bit of it, and I never went back as they updated it. And by that point, it kind of lost its steam with me.
Whoa. Hello.
That game was made by the Castle Crashers people. I've always wanted them to make a sequel to that game, and they always try something different every time they make a game.
That was a fun game. God, yeah, I forgot about that. I haven't played that one.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, man, the Castle Crashers are so good. I'm like, make a sequel to that, and they went from that to Battle Block Theater, and then they did the Pit People game, and
did they make Power Ranger Voice too?
They didn't.
Yeah, I do remember Castle Crashers. That was so much fun. But I don't really remember the other things they did. I guess that didn't stick as hard, and I didn't play them. So
Everything had that same level of writing and humor that Castle Crashers had.
that's a good thing.
The Battle Block Theater was had that same kind of thing, and then Battle Block Theater was kind of like Towerfall and Celeste mixed together. And then Pit People was like a top-down tactics game, and that that game was the opening cinematic. That's one you ought to, if you can ever remember, get on YouTube and browse like somebody playing that game, just the very beginning of it. The writing on it is so good. It's about this giant cat that like ended the world, and you play the people that are on this world, and there's a narrator, and he's talking about your character whose name is Horatio, and there's this part where he's narrating it as he goes, and he's like Horatio met this brave warrior. Her name was Pipistrella. He's like, and Horatio was a very handsome blueberry farmer, and he shared his blueberries with Pipistrella. And you see the little guy yelling at the bottom of the screen, and he's like, no, you shared your blueberries with her. But it's got good writing. It's funny as crap, but it was one of those ones that just sat in early access forever.
I found a bunker, but I'll go ahead. I got a mech with me, so I'll just force my way in.
I'm on the other side of the map.
Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's not good. Try to kill my mech while I'm in there.
I'll tell you what else was kind of neat at that State of Play. That ill game. That's the second time I've seen that.
The which one?
That ill. The crazy, creepy shooter.
That was new to me. I hadn't seen anything on that before.
Yeah, they showed that one last year. Maybe at Summer Games Fest last year, but man, that's got some pretty good tech in it, man. That game looks good visually.
It does, yeah. It's pretty creepy and violent, but there's definitely some like serious tech going on in there and whatnot, and some really good like cinematography and like character models and stuff.
Yeah, like the tech running it. I mean, I don't know if that's my speed of game, but
same. But the tech it looks really good. Yeah,
it's definitely something I'd like to play a little bit just to see how it runs, and I don't know if I'd invest playing through the whole thing. But
I mean, part of me was like, is this actual? Like, how is this? I wasn't sure. Like many of them, Sony makes them like render it on a PS5, so they can say like capture it on a PS5 Pro or whatever, or whatnot. Right. But some of it too sort of looked like the smoke and mirrors of old, where it's like, is this real gameplay or is this like all pre-rendered stuff? Like I feel a little like some of it might have been sketchy, but it also might be legit. I mean.
It looked a lot like the trailer they showed last year. This one had more footage, but like I remember there was a part in the one they showed last year where they were outside in like a snow, like it looked like kind of like a Russian base of some sort, and this guy like all suited up in armor and like a crazy hockey-looking mask thing, like a goalie mask. Come walking around the corner carrying like an anti-personnel rifle for an arm. And the movement this character had was so lifelike and nasty looking. Like the way he turned and rounded the corner, I was like, man, that's impressive looking. And then, just the trailer alone, it had gameplay because you could tell the way the first person gameplay looked. You could tell it was somebody actually playing it and watching the guns reload and everything. But the way limbs dismember when they shoot and everything, that game's got some serious tech running to it.
Yeah. There's like Dead Space dismemberment, like on steroids.
Yeah, I feel like some of the animations could have some of the monsters and creatures coming at you could have some scripted movements a little bit, but I think a lot of that is gameplay. But
it's hard to tell with how little we see. I'd like to see more.
Yeah, the animation for it and the dismemberment are impressive. I remember that's what caught my attention last year when I seen it. Because last year Munfish was showing off that game, and they were showing off Atomic Heart 2, and both of them looked really good.
So how far you gone in Bond games, man?
How far am I in Bond?
Yeah.
I just got done chasing that blonde-haired guy into the... Is it a party or something?
The
the
party house?
Where where you go back home.
Yep.
And the guy tries to kill you.
Yep.
And then you chase him from there to that party. That party mission's where I'm at now.
So you on the beach party?
Do what?
So you on the part that chased him to the beach party?
I'm not near a beach anywhere. I'm in in London.
Oh, I timed that and placed that perfectly.
That was nice. I seen it hit the ground, and I know your typical loadouts, and I didn't know if that was orbital bombardment or not. So I was like, let's get out of here.
Yeah, no, it was not, thankfully.
I was like, it's got a higher
No,
chance
but
of being
I
an
placed
orbital
that pretty much
bombardment
right in there.
over.
It was like 10 solid kills right there.
Yeah, there was a good shot.
I sort of ad-libbed it. I was hoping that's where it was going to land, and it worked out well.
So you know who the actor is for the Bond game, right, Matt?
No.
You seen the show Dexter?
No, I have not.
I have not either.
The actor Patrick Gibson.
Yeah, I've never watched that, so I don't know.
You need to.
The only person I recognized from the credits and in the game was the Gemma Chan lady, the Asian lady.
Yeah. In Walking Dead, dude.
I don't even know where I remember her from.
Yeah, I seen the video like ask him if you want to play actual Bond in Bond movie.
That would be interesting if that game nabbed him the role of James Bond.
Nice cape each of you guys.
Oh yeah.
3,000
Power to
subscribed.
power to the purple.
Yeah, depending on the light, it's like a bluish purple. Here it looks more purple.
Yeah, I mean maybe. It's kind of purple looking.
It is. But under this light here, it looks very blue.
Yeah, but I mean,
much more purple.
When's the last time you changed the lighting in this thing?
I know these lights probably need to be all replaced.
Because I tell you now, this lady ain't giving you a boost.
No, she's not. Stands there all day. I don't know why I pay her.
Oh, you pay yours?
Yeah, right. All right, guys. It was fun.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh. it sort of screws up, I guess, if you're too close like that. All right, you guys have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
Later.
Take it easy. Reevaluate things, rethink it. Maybe you'll end up unliking undisliking the God of War game. think about my words.
See,
I might be onto something.
It's gonna take some effort. I'm not there yet.
I don't think that actress is quite anywhere near as woke as the Yote lady.
Oh no, she's not, and it's not really that per se. I think it's more the creators and whatnot putting her into this, and I get it. Like you said, like it does make more sense. Like at least there's some justification there. Like that's sort of a neat take, like to do his wife, but like I love Kratos. I've loved all these games. I was like, I want more of him. I don't want that.
What if this game explains how he jumped pantheons? Because you never really got that question answered.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, you don't because they don't talk about the times, but you gather just from like what's going on there that like hundreds of years has passed and he just moved to another part of the world because he's obviously like in those lands. He's up in the north, and so that's sort of my assumption was like it's based on where you're at and the beliefs of that area, right? But it is interesting.
I mean, maybe, but I mean, if you're going by that, I mean, at one point you're going by the beliefs, but he's actually the reality of that and not beliefs because those were all gods in those games.
Yeah, no, it's
I mean,
definitely have to like suspend some of that.
I mean, he physically murdered Zeus and Poseidon and all them, and they were powerful gods that controlled stuff like like they were written. It wasn't just that's what the people believed in.
Oh, well, yeah. But again, it's almost like again they're regional to where they were. So those gods, right. The assumption is those gods existed, but they're in the area where where the people believed in them and had all the customs associated with them. Because where he's at in the new games, is cold. It's obviously in the north, and all the architecture and stuff like that was all inspired by that. Now, God of War has always taken all sorts of liberties with that. It's not very